the mayor and all the state. Formal thing. And it's just. Yes, that's right.
That's it.
That's right. You can go to the bakery. Yeah. So we only stayed there one day because they.
Finally got her and just-
No, I haven't seen those. Yeah, yeah.
Right at the street, had all the issues where the air conditioner just started running.
I remember that.
Well, that saga continued.
We went
yesterday.
we went more south.
And
And we were kind of like, the only big.
first guy came out late on the night,
Jennifer was that.
swapped out the thermostat.
And we
Didn't
went
have to do it.
to. But the other places we went to.
Healthy, but it didn't do it.
It's running.
So basically, it's only.
That's it. Not bad. So then we go through a series of visits. Help reprogram properly. So we ended up calling factory rather than technical service in Mexico. And they were fabulous. So we baseline went through and reprogrammed, so we knew we were comfortable there. So we still had buttons with about every half hour.
And
The air conditioning would turn on, we would hear
Rome,
the air would turn on.
you went to
But there
Rome,
was no air, just would cycle for about 5 minutes and shut
so
it off.
crowded and touristy.
Wait a half an hour, just.
So that's.
And by the time. we finished with
Yes.
this,
So this is over.
So funny, Friday, this last Friday, we got their senior tech to come out,
Go when they.
their service manager, they went through everything, making sure the computer upstairs, the office, or something. Controls. But then. So finally, well, interestingly enough, yeah, we published that out while I was there yesterday. It did exactly that. And you found a burned out, hard shut control switch and the compressor that kept cycling is responsible for this. So last night. We got
You ever thought about getting renting a house? I just picked it up. I didn't see. Remember, I wasn't in the office, so I had a chance to talk to us. Okay, so your manager can go. Where's he from? I know. Same with people. Everybody, that's.
So we're making fun. I'm not.
Yeah, and there's nobody on Zoom right now. Just don't.
I'll talk to normal.
And there's
I'll
no.
talk to normal. Oh, that's fine. I have to fill those out this year.
You were just.
No, I just said, just pick whatever you say.
Dictation.
No, 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 she just said, okay, it's the same, yeah. Okay.
Yes, go.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
Oh.
That's called.
Yeah.
Okay. The chair. Chair calls to order.
Okay, all right.
We're starting the meeting but it does look like Lisa Tafoya, Don Lance Little, Nina White and Joan Trotter are not here. You haven't heard anything from Joan, have you, Kathy? As to whether or not?
No.
Okay, Linda Cook and Rick Lawrence are sick, so they cannot attend today. And Don Lance Little has a prior engagement, so he is not going to be here either. And I haven't heard from, of course, your post steward in zone 3, or the zone 2, zone 4 stewards, or the zone 6 Joan Trotter. So, but we can just, our little group here, we do have a quorum, so we are good. Nobody can leave. What?
I think you should use the microphones anyway because of the Zoom.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Should I'll start over. I'll start.
Yeah.
I'll start over again because, do I start? I don't think it's not.
Test.
Okay, yes, yeah. Oh, there.
I'll let him in.
You know, that's who that is. Okay, so I'll put can you, is this mic on?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't need to go any louder? No. Okay, so we're starting the meeting. It's 3:04 p.m. Linda Cook and
About quiet hotels.
can we mute the person who's on Zoom, please? Yeah, okay. So Linda Cook and Rick Lawrence are 2 zone 1 stewards, cannot be present. They are both sick. Don Elwanger, I believe, yes, you're on Zoom, so that's perfect. Lisa Tafoya is here. Now, the 2 zones 4 stewards, Don Lanslittle and Nina White, are not here, and Joan Trotter from zone 6 is not here. And I haven't heard from the 3 of them, so let's see, they might be a little late or they are just not showing up. So let's move on with the agenda. We need to approve the January 2023 minutes. So does anyone like to move to accept the minutes, the January minutes? Diane Durova?
Accept the minutes.
Do I have a second? Jolene is seconding. Okay. Let me just make a note of that. Jolene and Diane. Okay. So we come on to the next item on the agenda, and that is the liaison report. So Cheryl Nelson, over to you.
Okay, I hope everybody, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit since we have no homeowners here in the audience. We won't have any homeowner comments unless it comes through Zoom, and we have none there. I hope everybody's had a chance to look at the newsletter article that came out as part of your packet. It gives more details than what I'm going to say because of the things that are going on with storm-related damages and the rest. The board has decided to postpone the initial start of the balancing project until next year. That means the irrigation balancing project. When we do start, we'll be working still with the siting, so it won't be the zones 3 and 4. It'll be 5 and 6 that we start with. And we will probably be doing some planning work this year to get ready for that, but no active work on that balancing project until 2024. The other thing that is important to the board is to reiterate that they would like continued zone walks. There may not be proposals that come out of those zone walks, but it's how the board will use information to plan what they are looking at for the budget for 2024. Without knowing how much work is out there that needs to be done, it's difficult to plan where you're going to spend money and how you're going to try to arrange money out of the reserves. So we'd like you to continue zone walks or resume zone walks and come up with we've always had a report from the zone walk about what work needs to be done. The board can look at that in the packet, and if there is something that needs to go out for proposal, that can come from those meetings. So that's the plan. There is detail in the newsletter about the reserves and about what's next for landscaping. If you've had a chance to read that and have any questions.
Is that the end of your,
That's the end of my report.
okay, any questions for Cheryl on this? Yeah, can you use the mic, please?
In light of all the damage that occurred in our community, do we know how much damage there was in dollar amounts, or is that report out yet, or?
I think that's something that Betsy may know more about. I believe that there are still invoices and work to be done, so it's not complete yet. I will know more after this meeting, the upcoming open meeting, and there will be more information there, but I don't have, I know that we have the tracker that Christine has developed that covers what we've spent so far. To this point, it's not necessarily over, that we've accumulated all of the costs.
Tracker, there is the landscape tracker that will show us.
Yeah, we can take a look at that since you're interested, but I think what we also want to, I think what Lisa's mentioning about the storm damage is also about the stump removal. So that's the contract that the proposal, should I say, that the board approved for $85,000.
Correct.
Which
That
is
part,
mentioned in
yes.
the newsletter, but I think that we can see on the news, on the tracker. So that's the first step for the storm damage, was that $85,000, which is right in progress. And I think we'll hear from you, Oscar, later.
Right. And I think there are probably proposals that will be coming from Paul Dubois also about still related to storm damage.
But we'll get a bit clearer picture, I think, when we look at the tracker and then get an idea of what's happening. I have a question about the zone walks that that board wants us to continue. Are we still looking at it from the ranking system of A and B, or how do you want us to proceed with that?
Yes, the board would like you to rank the work that you identify, whether it's A, B, C, D, just in a ranking plan. Again, they will take a look at that, and if something seems critical, let's say it's a drainage issue, that's got to be a high priority, no matter what we have and how we need to adjust funds. So the board will look at that. We'll go out for proposals on those that they decide they're going to take care of now. The rest of it will be information for them to use for budget planning.
So I guess I'm getting back to on the zone walks, is that pretty much all of January, we couldn't really do any zone walks. So we had zone 1, 2, 3, 4 was able to do it, but a very short walk. And then 5, we couldn't do it. So, and then tomorrow, fortunately, the weather is going to be okay. So we're doing the zone 7 walk. So we really have to catch up, I guess, or else merge the walks that we were supposed to do, perhaps, like your walk zone 2 was going to be zone 2A. So when we come up to the next walk, do we combine the two, or, I think that's maybe the zone stewards can decide how they want to do that, or is it in April, the next zone? No, it can't be. Zone 2B is coming up on the 3rd of March. So, and since we had to cancel 2A, I mean, I'll leave it up to the zone stewards to determine whether or not we want to just merge those 2A and B or something, and just see how you want to do that. And the same thing would apply, to zone 1. And then the others, maybe that's how we do it. Is that something feasible for you? Betsy, what do you think?
So, I mean, we're not getting proposals, but we just want to kind of do a quick walkthrough. We could probably do 2 subzones and identify issues
Yeah,
rather
just to,
quickly.
Yeah. Rain is supposed to come back again next week, by the way, but
Oh, no.
So the other thing with zone walks is what about, does the board want us to do as far as homeowner requests?
Homeowner requests should be folded into the zone walks, just as we've always planned. But just because it's a homeowner's request does not mean it's going to have priority over any other work. It's going to be falling into the board decision about where we can spend money and what should be the priorities.
So Betsy, we would depend on you then to provide, when we go for the walks, like let's say zone 7, if there is a homeowner request, then you would bring that along. If not,
I would, and then we would put it in the walk notes that
Okay.
we looked at this homeowner request. That way the board could review it as part of the reports that they receive monthly and decide if they want to obtain a proposal.
Okay, so that's how we'll move forward on that then. Okay. Any other questions? Yes, Diane.
In zone 2, in zone 2, there was a tree on the border, but it's on the village, big tree that came down and damaged the concrete. Should I fill out a report about that concrete? It's the sidewalk is I believe the sidewalk is the dividing point.
Isn't it the sidewalk that's already really lifted up from our redwood trees?
No,
Oh,
no, this one is closer to the first rock garden and
oh,
the big green space across from that and that empty.
oh, at the end of the green belt. Okay. Actually, Marcus from my team is going to be walking zone 2 simply for concrete lifts, but I'll make sure he knows about that so he can measure it. And it's time for a concrete project anyhow. So,
I just didn't know if they're responsible.
yeah, they might want to. Once he documents it, I will send it over to Dry Creek Construction that's doing the repairs under the insurance claim. And if they agree that it should be part of that claim, then they can do it.
Okay,
But
should
we'll
I send-
document it.
Want me to send you a picture?
I would love that.
Okay, I can do
Yeah.
that.
Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Jim.
Just quickie. When we have a homeowner request from Betsy coming over, will we be responsible for prioritizing asset protection B, C, D, or will that have already been done by general manager's office?
No, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, when a homeowner request comes in, the zone stewards will be able to see that on the zone walk, and then we will look at it and determine at that point in time.
Determination on the zone walk.
Yes, yeah, and the zone stewards will definitely be involved with that together with the manager and.
Jim, don't push the button.
Don't push the button. Okay, so Kathy, you can get the other one at the end there, and you can pass that in. Yeah, don't push the button. Okay, all right. Yes. So is that clear with the homeowner requests? So that's work rests with the zone stewards and obviously Oscar's there and Betsy and myself and Cheryl. So okay. So yes, Diane, close. Don't.
Hello. Okay. One more question about homeowners' requests. When the requests come into the office and we're planning a zone walk and just say we're doing zone A, we're doing A and B, and the request is from C and D, should we be looking at that even though it's not in our?
Yes, I think that was the idea, that we do look at.
Might be a good idea if we had those ahead of time then, so we can build them into our walk. I mean, before. the
Yeah,
9
I
o'clock.
think it would be a good idea to get an idea of actually how many do we have and where. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
right.
it would be good for the zone stewards to know that.
I think my process will be the minute I get them, I will just forward them to the chair and the zone
Yeah,
stewards.
I think that'll help, and then we can just, but I think you definitely do need to see them before the walk to get an idea. Yeah, and then, great. Any others? All good? Okay. So let's move on to the next item, which is homeowner comments. Do we have any homeowners here? We got, looks like just 2 people. Okay, no one, no comments. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the next item is to discuss the February newsletter article. I'm just putting this in here because I know a number of you actually are able to attend board meetings, but a lot of you cannot as well. And you also cannot get onto Zoom. But I think the next important document that you should be reading if you can't attend board meetings is to read the newsletter. And the newsletter, for instance, does have a lot of good information, and especially for landscaping. And you will see, it says in here, you know, what's next for the landscape. And it has a lot of detailed information about the storm and what happens on the storm damage, and about the removal of the 17 stumps, the tree stumps, you know, all the information there. And the amount that we have in landscaping in the reserve study for landscaping and trees, it uses $1.2 million was allocated to us. So there's a lot of information in here. And also it does provide us with the awarded contracts. So where you will see, like I think Lisa, you mentioned, you know, what amount we paid, for instance, for the storm damage, and you'll see it's 86,580 to remove stumps, repair grade, repair irrigation, and also for growth for close to 16,000 for tree proposals. So is there any questions on this that anybody would like to ask on this article, or about what has been the contracts awarded, or any questions on
And
this?
everybody knows how to access it from the website. Do you see?
Oh,
see
yeah.
that?
Does everybody know how to access it from the website?
So you know, it's nepenthehoa.com. It's right on the front page. You just click on the picture of newsletters, and there's the archive. So the most recent is always on top. So it's super easy to get to, and it's just as easy on the phone too. So there it is.
Yes.
Betsy, will we get a prompt by email that this is available?
Yeah, usually I do. And this month, I guess there was some kind of glitch or something, because a lot of people have told me they didn't get it. So,
We are one.
okay. Okay. But normally I do, or as soon as I publish it, I also send a link so people can go directly to the link. Yeah.
But also it's standard that on Friday evenings, it's always usually posted onto the website. So that's been happening for the several years now. So it's always a good idea. If you don't get the email, go ahead and do that. Diana.
Yeah, I just want to thank you, because we always get it. And I noticed, I said, we didn't get it. And I was going to ask why we didn't get it. But Christina, it was on about the meeting. Your email about today's meeting had a little link. And I was able to get it all on that link, but
Yeah.
usually it comes with us, but I just
Yeah.
went and signed up again. I don't know.
And then it's also easy to get it on the website as well, on the Nepenthe HOA website. So, but it's always a good idea just to go in there and take a look. Sometimes even previous newsletters as well.
I had a question regarding the awarded, whoops.
Hmm.
Oh. I had a question regarding the awarded contracts. Now, it reads that there's Carson is the cost for Carson to remove the stumps, repair the grade, and repair irrigation. Now, repair the grade, are they going to subcontract that part of the subcontract it to someone else?
No,
It's going to be
Carson
done by,
Carson does all of that work. Yeah. They will be doing all the whole work. Yeah. Yeah. No, they don't yeah. No, they never have. So, yeah. Any other questions? All right. So, unfortunately, Paul Dubois cannot be here today. However, he did send in his report. So let me just go through that so that we are all aware what he's been talking about. So firstly, he said he's working on the stumps, starting with the big pine stump on Swarthmore. So that happened today, I believe, correct, that the stump was removed on Swarthmore. And then the other is that he has a crane scheduled for March 14th to do the restoration work on the 2 broken redwoods at Vanderbilt. What address is that on Vanderbilt?
That's right near Alan Waters' house.
Oh, that's the one. Okay, perfect. And he is also working through all the requests for roof cleanups. There are about 6 to 7 locations to finish up. He has a crew on site as of yesterday, cleaning up wood at 709 Dunbarton, and they will work to get to 16 Adelphi as well. Then he says, I still have several trees to assess for restoration work, and he will get a report to management and a proposal for that by next Friday. They're also scheduled to start the annual pruning on the 14th of February, I believe, is it? That must be that must be March. So it'll be March, yeah. On the 14th, as well, with crews working Tuesday to Friday, and will maintain the schedule through the end of March. Yep. So there will be a crew on property working through each zone, beginning with zone 1. So there's quite a lot of work going on. Grove will be on site. It looks like a crane, not a train, but a crane scheduled. And then the annual pruning. And the stump removals, which will be ongoing now, since we have 17 to remove, which then moves. Is there any comments, any questions on this report from Paul Dubois? Yes, Jim.
Is this report generally made available to the committee?
No, this is just because he was not here, but I just got it today. So since he couldn't be here, so this will be in the minutes. It's all will be put in the minutes.
This will be in the minutes.
Yeah. Any other questions? He's usually here, that's why. So he just sent this in, luckily. But Oscar is here, so Oscar is going to run us through Carson's report here.
Hello. So at this time, basically this week, we have the water on for the turf and shrubs. And yes, we do. And right now, basically on next week it's supposed to rain. So any event of rains, we will turn back off. The stump grinding schedule, it's gonna start on 17. Today we did a test mow.
How did it go?
It went pretty well, but still a lot of work on it. Yeah, but that one machine that we had, I mean, did a pretty good job. So we're gonna continue doing the stump removal on 17 all the way through March 10, if weather permits. At this point, we finish up the mare injections last month.
Yeah.
I also have finished just doing the field weed spraying.
Somebody on the, Peter, can you please mute? Yes, thank you. Yes, go ahead, sorry.
And field weed spray has been done on the until out on the university. Also, I have a schedule for the fertilization with the barricade schedule on the 20 to the 24 on all the turf areas. INF and fruit prevention is on March. We don't have a date because those trees doesn't really tell us.
Can you just repeat that one again? What did you say there?
The fruit prevention,
The fruit prevention.
fruit prevention, yes.
The spray for the fruit. Okay.
Yes, it's in March, and the deep proof feeding, it's on April. Also, I don't have a date yet. Zone 1 and 5 renovations are done, and also the drains. Also, zone detailing has been started on February, so you guys probably gonna see the areas that are being detailing and complete throughout the zones. Also, the how burn detail is in progress on zone 1 and 3. Winter pruning on shrubs are still in progress. Tree staking still in progress, so we keep putting stakes on some of the trees and some of the shrubs that are basically getting heavier and wanted to move to the sidewalks. And irrigation checks are in progress. Maintenance pruning, as Christina already said, is going to start on March 14 or to the end of March. So that's where we at right now.
Any questions for Oscar? Okay, I have one. When you say the detailing, what exactly do you mean?
On detailing, that means now that we basically kind of accomplished the storm damage, so now we go through the bed and rake all the excessive debris that is under, prune the shrubbery, maintain the ivy away from the plants, from the buildings. So that's just detail cleanup.
And the, is that going to? Yeah. So just to go back to the stump grind removal schedule, you're saying that'll be from the 17th of February through to about the 10th of March? March 10.
March 10 if
And obviously
weather
with the weather
permits.
permits, yeah. So, okay. And then the fertilizer, you mentioned that for the turf. So it's quite a lot of work you're doing here.
Yes.
So when you say irrigation checks are in progress, you're just checking on the controllers and all the other?
Correct. Basically go into the controller, make sure it's on, make sure the batteries are on the
Yeah,
on the T box, and
Okay.
also go station by station, checking the irrigation, making sure the
okay,
startup it's good. So when the heat start arriving, we're ready for it.
okay, great. Okay, thank you very much, Oscar. Yes,
Is the watering going to be the same as it was? In other words, zone 2 was getting watered on Tuesday?
Tuesdays and Saturdays and Wednesdays and Sundays, yes.
Okay.
Until today, I have to go back and see if it's any new restrictions or any changes. But at this point, that's where we are.
so we're doing 3 days watering, 2 days of watering. Okay. Okay, if no further questions, no, okay. Let's go to zone steward. Any questions, comments from the zone stewards? Or should we just check on the tracker here? Just gives us an idea. Should we go ahead and look at the tracker, the work order tracker? Betsy, would you be able to bring that up?
Yeah, I had it open.
Just because that'll answer your question, Lisa, as well, and what we have here. So let's start with this. It should do.
Bear with me.
Yeah. Work orders. So that's the one I just sent you. So, yeah. Okay, so let's move it over. Can we? Yeah, great. So this is just the summary here, and it just shows you for the landscaping. Eric, I think it's cut off a little bit there. Betsy, can we just, because, yeah, please. Yeah, no, that's again, yeah.
That's everybody, but now I've got these guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes.
All right, so.
And can the people on Zoom see this as well?
Yeah.
Okay. But again, we can't make this a bit smaller because we're cutting out the figures on the end there. Yeah. Okay, so this is just the summary of all the work orders. And it's with landscaping. And I've also included the credits that we've got back from the insurance. So, and then for irrigation and then for trees. So, so the total for landscaping that we've committed to is 436,000, let's say 437,000. So, is there, yeah. So let's go then into just the individual. You've got to keep moving them around, don't you? Yes. Yeah. Yeah. So landscaping, you can't see it because of the light? So why don't you just move just over here and then see, it's kind of, yeah. No, because, no, it'd be good for you to check it. So, okay, so we need to move those people around again, Betsy. Sorry. And then we have to, or can we just make them disappear for a while?